The Other Daughter, Chapter 7. I Am the Affair Baby. That's right, the living, breathing reminder of every scandalous headline and whispered judgment. The first victory was mine, and from there, everything got much easier. I've always believed that some talents are simply innate. Reading the room and understanding people's minds have been second nature to me since I was a child. Now, as an adult, I've mastered the art of using these skills. To spark a man like Andrew's interest, you only need to follow three simple rules. First, cater to his preferences. Second, create surprises. And third, spark his protective instincts. The next day, I went to Crest Group dressed in a sleek, tailored business outfit, wearing light makeup. I looked fresh and polished, a far cry from my bold and carefree demeanor the day before. Andrew's assistant led me to his office, where he was already waiting. Crest was preparing to launch a new energy project in the area. From early market forecasts and competitor analysis to feasibility studies, project initiation strategies, investment cycles, and market development models, I had done my homework. As a result, I was able to speak confidently and offer valuable insights. Andrew nodded frequently. Our discussion lasted a full 3 hours. Wow, time flies. It's already noon, Andrew said, standing up from the couch. Let's grab lunch together. No, thank you. I maintained a polite smile. I need to get back to the office to discuss the project with my colleagues. The sooner I can deliver the feasibility report to you, the better. Handing this new energy project to LB was Crest's best decision, he said sincerely. I sneered internally. Of course, if you don't give the project to your future father-in-law's investment company, who else would you give it to? Outwardly, I smiled sweetly. I'll be sure to pass your compliment to my manager. I'll take it as a testament to my work ethic and abilities. He chuckled and poured me a glass of wine. It's an earnest compliment. Let's celebrate our promising collaboration in advance. I swirled the glass lightly before taking a sip, allowing the wine to fully coat my palate. Then, with genuine delight, I said, "Hot, Brian." He looked surprised. That's a rare choice. Not many people in the country are familiar with IT. I smiled. It's a classic. There's something timeless about it. I've always admired its subtlety. I took another sip, savoring it before continuing. The balance is extraordinary. Delicate tannins, a long finish, and that refreshing hint of fruit. It's truly in a league of its own. Know your enemy and know yourself, and you'll never lose a battle. I had been gathering information on Andrew for half a year. By now, I knew him inside and out. From the kindergarten he attended as a child to the university he studied at abroad. From his personality and character to his hobbies and interests. I had researched it all in meticulous detail. Knowing he liked wine, I studied every major winery in the region and read countless reviews from renowned sommeliers. As a person who could only afford supermarket wine worth a few $dozen, through sheer online research, I managed to present myself as a wine connoisseur in front of Andrew. He also enjoyed sailing, golf, and jazz. God knows how much time I, a local nobody who had never even left the country and had to budget every paycheck, spent researching his interests and pulling all-nighters. But these efforts were necessary. Soon, Andrew would realize that everything he liked, I liked too. Everything he knew, I could discuss fluently. Often, as soon as he started a sentence, I could finish it for him. Catering to his preferences was only the first step. Understanding a man's hobbies isn't difficult. Most men are eager to boast about their interests, like peacocks flaunting their feathers. All you have to do is listen attentively and occasionally flatter them with phrases like, "Wow, that's amazing, you're so knowledgeable," or "I had no idea, that's fascinating." It's guaranteed to make them feel energized in your presence. The real challenge is transforming yourself into his ideal type. People say men are fickle, attracted to both roses and peonies, black and white. But while they may enjoy variety, the type of woman who truly captures their heart is usually consistent. It's not uncommon to see a man date multiple women, all resembling the same archetype. He might complain about an ex being clingy and indecisive, yet his next girlfriend exhibits the same traits. Fate's a funny thing. A person's preferences are deeply ingrained, born from their perceptions, and hard to change. After several interactions, I understood that what attracted Andrew wasn't a proud and aloof princess like Bella Baldwin, nor a sweet and innocent girl from next door. He preferred intelligent, independent women, with a hint of playful charm. This persona was one I could embody effortlessly. My only worry had been if he liked naive, sugary types. That would have been a tough act for me. But before the project even officially launched, his gaze on me had already become intense and lingering. Perhaps, without realizing it, he, as the successor of Crest, had devoted far more attention and energy to this project than necessary, simply to have more interactions with me. The second step was to create surprises. Once you know a man's preferences, it's easy to surprise him. It just takes effort and thoughtfulness. A carefully baked chestnut cake, tickets to a jazz concert, a rainbow suddenly appearing in the sky, a walk in the rain under a shared umbrella. I wove a gentle trap, luring him in step by step. By the time he realized he was falling, it was too late to escape. He began to feel uneasy, distressed, and tried to avoid me. He handed over the project follow-up to his company's business manager and filled his schedule with other work to distract himself. The prey was in the trap, but I wasn't in a hurry to close the net. I shifted my focus entirely to work. Time was of the essence. Andrew had let slip that Bella would soon join Nova to familiarize herself with its operations. I had to gain access to Nova's core industries before she did. Thanks to several successful major projects and Henry's support, I was thriving at Pouncy. When I returned to headquarters for a quarterly summary report, Henry naturally brought me along and let me lead the presentation. When I stepped into Nova Group's conference room, my father was visibly shocked to see me, awkward and tense, as if afraid I would suddenly acknowledge him as my father. I calmly walked to the podium and delivered Alan's quarterly report with well-founded arguments, poised confidence, and even a few light-hearted jokes to liven the atmosphere. By the time I stepped down, someone was already asking Henry about me. Is she new? Why haven't we seen her before? I'm Jenny Bennett, I extended my hand. I've been with Alds for less than a year. Young and talented, the person praised generously. These young women nowadays are truly impressive. This performance served to make a memorable impression at Nova. On my next visit, I was stopped as soon as I entered the office building. Miss Bennett, right? I turned to see Owen Hill, the development manager who had inquired about me at the meeting. I had noticed during the meeting that his gaze carried a hint of admiration. Owen enthusiastically invited me in and introduced me to various departments as we walked. I looked at him with an admiring gaze, shyly smiling, as though a young girl new to the workplace had fallen for his mature charm. This only heightened his excitement. So you see, there is a shortcut for women who want to climb the ladder. It just depends on whether you can overcome your inner reservations and are willing to bow your head. For me, if the ladder's there, why not use it? After a few chance encounters, Owen grew bolder with his flirtations. Jenny, how come I keep running into you? Must be fate. Suppressing my disgust, I played along with innocent naivety. I think it's my sincerity creating opportunities to learn from you. Why not join the development department as my assistant? He extended a hand. I shook my head, half joking, half serious. You must be kidding. I'm already handling major projects at LBE. How could I settle for being just an assistant? He burst into laughter. For self-absorbed middle-aged men like him, keeping a moderate distance while maintaining a teasing allure works best. Chasing too eagerly never yields good results. Eventually, he couldn't hold back any longer. He dismissed the deputy manager of the development department under a pretext and approached my father to request my transfer. My father was initially reluctant, still wary of my affair-born status. He feared Delilah would find out and damage his reputation. Once again, I played the pitiful card. Dad, will I always have to live in the shadows? Like Bella and Jamie, I'm also your child. Please give me a chance to prove myself, to show you that I'm hardworking and capable enough to be your daughter. Jamie, Forgive me for using you as a weapon against him once again. I knew my father carried regrets and guilt toward Jamie, his only son, and valued him more than me. After a heavy sigh, my father allowed me to join Nova's development department under a temporary transfer.